Welcome back to Hear Me Out. I'm E.
I'm D.
And we're going to talk about somebody's favorite, Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So, they've been on the news lately. Prince Harry was in the UK, trying to see his dad. Didn't work out, but now he's like honeymooning in Nigeria with his Duchess. Um, and they're doing things over there. So we're going to read an article, and of course, we're going to give you our opinions. Obviously, you guys know if you've been watching our videos, we're going to differ. So this should be fun.
Okay, so this is a BBC article written by Simi Jolauso and Vicky Wong. So, as the headline does read, it's okay to have a bad day, Harry tells students. So Prince Harry told students in Nigeria it was okay to have a bad day as he and Meghan began a 3-day visit to the country. Oh, just 3 days? Okay. The Duke of Sussex told children at a mental health summit in Abuja, there's no shame to acknowledge that today is a bad day and that you felt that you left school feeling stressed. The visit comes after Harry concluded a brief visit to London where he told the BBC it had been great to be back in the UK. Their visit is part of a series of events linked to the Invictus Games, the sporting event for injured servicemen and women founded by Prince Harry, which celebrates its 10th anniversary this year. The couple landed in Abuja on Friday morning and began their visit with a tour of Lightweight Academy, a primary and secondary school in the capital city. They were greeted by traditional dancers and met some of the primary school children. One group of year 5 pupils told the BBC they were really excited about the visit, saying they hope it will raise their school's profile. During their tour, the couple visited a kindergarten class where children aged up to 5 danced and sang, and at one point, the visitors got to their feet and joined the class in singing Jump Up, Turn Around. The couple mentioned their own family, Archie, who turned 5 earlier this month, and 2-year-old Lilibet. Meghan said that dancing was Lilibet's favorite class, adding, maybe it's all the jumping around. During a visit to a STEM class, when pupils showed the robot cars they had created, the Duchess said that Archie also liked construction. When told by the class that they would be showing the robot cars in a class one day, Meghan said, we will have to come back for the exhibition. The couple then spoke to the students to deliver remarks, launching a 2-day mental health summit. Meghan began by telling the audience, we have got to acknowledge those amazing dance moves, saying Harry was excited and nearly jumped up to join. Harry asked the children to put their hands up if the words mental health scare them or if they know what they mean, before going on to talk about the stigma surrounding mental health worldwide. The Duke told the children the message he wanted them to remember was that mental health affects everyone in the world. The more you talk about it, the more you can kick it in the long grass. He made the children promise after Friday not to be scared of talking about their mental health and ended his speech with, it's okay not to be okay. He then handed the microphone to Meghan, who joked, why do you see why I married him? He's so smart. She then went on to encourage the children to share their stories, saying that Lilibet once said to her, Mama, I see me in you. Even though she meant literally, Meghan said she hung on to those words, saying she sees herself in her daughter, but also the students there. I believe in you, she told them. The couple were also joined on stage by Brian, one of 3 Lightweight Academy students who spoke on stage about mental health. Both boys and girls have feelings and emotions they bottle up because they can't really express it. It can lead to suicide, he said. He went on to add that he hoped the summit would enlighten him and teach him more about mental health. Lightweights Academy School Director Joyce Agbasi told the BBC mental health is a topic not often talked about in Nigeria. She praised Prince Harry's message to the children, which was to speak up and speak out. Don't bottle things up. He nailed it. Basically, yes, we want to encourage them to speak out and speak up, express their emotions in the right way, said Ms. Agbisi. I really hope I'm pronouncing her name right. When somebody this popular or this famous speaks about mental health, it makes people realize that it's normal, so they don't have to be afraid to talk about it. So they have a couple of other details here just about the children, and It also says in the article later on, after launching the summit, the prince will head to a military rehabilitation center in Kaduna, which photos have already come out so far of that visit. Prince Harry and Meghan were invited by Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, and will meet injured service personnel. The Duke and Duchess will also visit Lagos. The couple are set to attend a training session for Nigeria Unconquered, a charity which collaborates with the Invictus Games, as well as cultural reception and a polo fundraiser for the charity. Meghan is also due to co-host an event of women in leadership with Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Again, I'm sorry if I'm not able to pronounce this correctly. I will definitely do better. Director General of the World Trade Organization. The couple's visit comes after the Duke celebrated the 10th anniversary of the Invictus Games at St. Paul's Cathedral in London on Wednesday. He smiled and waved at a crowd gathered in the sunshine outside St. Paul's to greet him. The service was attended by his uncle, Earl Spencer, Princess Diana's brother, also his aunt. Meanwhile, the king, whose cancer treatment is ongoing, met members of the public at a Buckingham Palace garden party a little over 2 miles away. The two did not see each other, with the Duke's spokesman saying the King's full program prevented any meeting. The BBC was also given exclusive access to Prince Harry's final engagement during his short trip to London. He was a surprise guest at a party hosted by the charity Scotty's Little Soldiers, which supports the bereaved children of military personnel. So, yeah, that's the current visit that Prince Harry had in the UK. But now what's happening is the visit that him and the Duchess Meghan are having in Nigeria. So, what do you think? I am very intrigued.
I'm going to start off with the good. I am happy that somebody, I'm going to say famous or somebody that's recognizable, is talking about mental health. As we know, and I'm probably generalizing, in minority communities, this is not something that we discuss. It's like, just get over it. You're okay. It's not a big deal, kind of thing. So we see that mental health is affecting people more and more, especially with like social media, everything that's going on with the world. It's a lot to grasp. So I am very happy that they went to go talk to kids, even though I don't know if kindergartners really understand the whole concept or everything that encompasses mental health, but I'm happy about that. They recognize them, they respect them, anything for the betterment of people. I'm all for it. The bad. I think that anything that this Duke and that Duchess do is so disingenuous to me. I don't believe they do anything without an ulterior motive. They're over there doing this royal parade, even though they didn't want to be royals anymore. That's what it looks like. It looks like a royal engagement to me. If they just wanted to chill, then they should have. Like, why are the cameras following them? Yeah, we're dancing with the kids and we're talking about them. They're trying to be very Princess Diana esque, very royal esque, and they're not that anymore. So why do they continue doing these things? It's mind boggling to me. Go ahead with your dissent.
Well, first, they didn't just see kindergartners. They also saw children of older children of different grades. So children that
Oh,
are
oh, my bad.
older, that
Girls.
are older and that experience more so mental health issues because of the fact that they're a little bit older and there's bullying in school and a lot of different issues that they face. And I agree that it is a great thing for people such as Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan, who have notoriety, who have power, whether y'all want to admit it or not, to
Mhm.
actually bring some sort of awareness. They didn't go to Nigeria just to have a chill vacation. The article literally says they were invited by the Secretary, I think, of Defense for Nigeria in order to, I believe, strengthen the relationship between the country and the Invictus Foundation because I've read somewhere else that Nigeria wants to be able to host the Invictus Games at some point. And so if that's the case, naturally they would invite them. And so to me, there was nothing disingenuous about them being there when they were invited, and it's supposed to be a trying to basically strengthen that relationship, trying to for Nigeria to them, be able to host the games. And also, like, Nigeria, I believe, is part of the Commonwealth. So the UK should be like ecstatic about this. The fact that they're turning this into a negative, oh, they want to make it into like a royal tour, blah, blah, blah. That's not what they're doing. But I can see where it could come off as that way. Why? Because the crowds are there. Why? Because the media is there. Why? Because there's adoration there. That same kind of adoration and public fanfare and media coverage that your peoples over in UK ain't really getting. So yeah, I can definitely see
Oh,
why people
I'm
would come to.
sorry. The people in the UK are going through some things. What do you mean adoration? Prince William, King Charles, Princess Catherine,
Hmm.
they're all going through what we've discussed,
Yeah.
the cancer treatments that they're going through. We haven't seen them that much in public. It's understandable. So here they're doing this whole
I'm
spectacle.
not saying it's not.
Say what?
I'm not saying it's not understandable.
Yeah, but you're making it sound like people don't love the monarchy. It's like, oh, the adoration over here, and they're loved over here. I'm like,
So
no,
before you
there's
cut me off, before you
go ahead.
cut me off, I was going to say that they're getting
Go
this
ahead.
in a Commonwealth
Hmm.
country. Whereas when the other royals from the UK have visited other Commonwealth countries, they don't get that same sort of appreciation. So I would, because I feel like we always go back to the same thing from a PR standpoint, from a marketing standpoint. This is such a
Hmm.
missed opportunity. Such a missed opportunity because the UK is not the power that it used to be. The Commonwealth, we know that there are plenty of different countries that are trying to get away from the UK as their lead, as their sovereign, or anything like that. A lot of these nations are trying to become their own republic. We saw that I believe Jamaica's trying to do that. We saw Barbados did that. So we know that there's a sentiment across various countries that are part of the Commonwealth that are wanting to get away from this. So, what I'm trying to get at is the reception that Harry and Meghan have is amazing and positive in comparison to the other royals. And so this is again a missed opportunity, and I've heard so many different like people say that as well. It's a missed opportunity because the royal family could have benefited from these two people being that they
Hmm.
are likable. As much as people want to say otherwise, Prince Harry is his mother's son. Like, he is very much like Diana. I'm not comparing Meghan to Diana, and I will never compare Meghan to Diana except for the scrutiny part. But aside from that, Harry is like his mother. So he has this natural, and you saw it from when he was in the UK a couple of days ago, the way that people were out there for him. I saw more coverage about him than I did about or King Charles, who, like you said, is dealing with cancer. He had a garden party that was not covered worldwide. I'm sure it was covered in the British media, but worldwide, what were we getting? The shots of Harry being out there,
Hmm.
Harry and the Spencer family. And King Charles had all of the high profile working royals at the garden party. But you didn't get that same sort of like vibe, or even just like out here in the US, we didn't get any real info about that. So again, like I said, a PR standpoint, marketing standpoint, if the royal family wanted to hold on to the Commonwealth, the Commonwealth nations, then they could have used Harry and Meghan. Like, can you imagine if Nigeria decides to get out of like the realm, out of, you know, being a Commonwealth nation? Nigeria is humongo. It's like one of the if I think it might be the fifth most populous country in the world. I'm not 100% sure. But and then they have Duchess Meghan.
They have 213 million people
Jeez.
res-
That's a little bit
residing
less
in
than I
Nigeria.
thought. Jeez, and we got a ton of people out here.
Yeah.
So again, there was a video that I saw earlier where Megan said to the children, and I think the article may have even mentioned it, she sees herself in those kids. And clearly those kids can see themselves in her. Why? Because she's representative. She is someone that looks like them. The royals could have benefited from all of this. So, however they want to spin it, as this is like a negative thing, because how dare they? They don't want to be royals. They never said they didn't want to be royals, by the way. That is a very, very overused misconception here. But
Mhm.
what they're doing, their reason for being out there, is not for, oh, they want to be in the spotlight or whatever. They're actually doing something. I mean, Prince Harry is at least from a few hours ago, was at that military hospital. Megan didn't go. It was just Harry. So like there are things that they're doing that I feel like are such great things, but people, because they want to see them in a negative light, because people want to hate on them. Similar to how people want to hate on Drake right now. They're just constantly finding a reason to nitpick at everything. Like Prince
Mhm.
Harry and Meghan and Drake could cure cancer right now. Nope, they did something wrong. They didn't cure it fast enough. You know, they just didn't cure. They went and they gave
About time.
they went and they gave the cure to somebody else before they gave it to Charles and Catherine. Oh my god, it's the end. It's the end of the world. It's not good enough. So what I'm saying is, like how you said, to you it just seems disingenuous. I know that a lot of people feel that way. But it's because it's the confirmation bias that people have. You want to see the bad, so you will continuously see the bad and believe the bad. The UK media says they absolutely cannot stand Harry and Meghan. They're attention whores, attention seeking whores. But they keep posting about them, and they keep doing news segments about them, and they keep having roundtable discussions about them. And constantly bringing them up in the airways. So I don't know. There's like, it reminds me like in school, like when you were a kid and you used to like hit the kid that you liked, and it was all just like
Mhm.
you're you're picking on them and you're hitting them or whatever, but really it's because you secretly have a crush on them. That's what it seems like. That's what the UK media is doing. They secretly have a crush
They
on them.
have a crush
Hmm.
on Prince Harry and
Oh yeah.
absolutely not.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. It's more of the audacity. It's their job to report on what's going on. I think it's the audacity. Just like we have discussions offline, guys. Have you heard our conversations? Y'all would be like, these girls are cuckoo cachoo. Okay, just how we have conversations, and then sometimes I'll just dwell on something that I dislike. It's not adoration. It's like pure disdain uh,
Oh,
of whatever I'm talking about. So I think it's just, and I'm not speaking for everybody in the UK. I guess the media and a lot of the people don't like them, and that's what they're going to continue talking about because they're just showing up in these ways that is just questionable to them. It's questionable to me. I'm like, now you're showing up and then you're waving like you're in some kind of parade. Like that doesn't even make sense to me. They went and did a great thing. They're famous, they're well known, they're talking about something that affects everybody every day. I can appreciate that. But I just don't like how it looks. when Meghan came through, when the engagements that Prince William and Catherine do, what Prince Harry used to do, it resembles a royal engagement. It doesn't seem casual to me. Maybe that's the way Prince Harry knows how to do things because that's the way he's done things all his life in a certain kind of fashion. I'll give him that. But that just doesn't feel right to me, especially when we know that they have an official website that says the office of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And then they're trying to launch this other thing. It seems disingenuous to me. It could be, completely normal to somebody else. But I don't like that Duchess.
Well, that's a hater. That's a hater comment. But I think my overall take on the whole thing is the fact that what other celebrity or what other person of power can you recall within the last 10 years can you recall actually going to
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria? Like I can't tell you a celebrity or a person in power or someone with some kind of notoriety that has come to Nigeria and done the things that right now Prince Harry and Meghan are doing. Because at the end of the day, whether you want to call them disingenuous or whether the UK media wants to call them attention seekers or whatever, Nigeria's getting attention. Nigeria should
Mm-hmm.
be getting more attention. And I hate
Yeah.
that the media is just continuously choosing to spin this tale because obviously it's what makes them money that Harry and
Mm-hmm.
Meghan are trying to do these like self-serving things. Them going to Nigeria does not do anything for them personally. They're literally doing something that is going to be helpful. Do you know how impactful it must be to that school, to those students, to the kids that they've taken pictures with, that they've danced with? How impactful it is that these two people that are essentially royalty, whether people want to admit it or not, they still are, but that these people who come from wealth are there in their country, in their city, in their school. There's not a
Mm-hmm.
lot. There's not a lot of people you can say that have done that. And so my takeaway from it all is that at least this helps to bring some sort of attention to Nigeria because like most countries, I'm sure they're wanting to be able to like also bring tourism in and bring money in and like positive attention to their nation. Hence why they're also wanting to host the Invictus games. So I wish that the narrative were more so about that and the good that it does to actually spotlight these sorts of countries that normally are overlooked because they could have easily just, oh, let's go to Belgium. Maybe Belgium can host it. Or, yeah, let's go to Switzerland. Maybe they can host it. Argentina, all these beautiful places. But they went to Nigeria. And I think that says a lot because I'm sure they get invites from different people, different places. I think it's awesome that they accepted this invitation and that they're bringing that sort of spotlight and notoriety, whether haters want to hate or not.
I'm not offended that you're calling me a hater. It's just, you know what? I'm actually going to keep this to myself. It might be a little too outlandish for YouTube. But guys, that concludes today's episode. Let us know, who do you agree with, E or D? Do we think that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle going to Nigeria was beneficial to the kids? Should they have been a little more low key? Was their tour of the school and them talking to the kids, was that okay? Just the way it was? Am I tripping? I don't think so. But yeah, whatever we discuss, let us know in the comments what you think. But that concludes today's episode. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, please share our video. We're trying to grow our community so your friends can be our friends and we can all be friends. We also have social media, which Steve will tell you about.
We're on Instagram and TikTok at Hear Me Out DNE. So Make sure you guys like, follow, share, and comment. You can also listen to the videos in playlists and in podcast format. The podcast, you can listen to them on Spotify and YouTube Music. So check those out.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.